All right. I'm so excited to sort of be with you today. We are going to be talking about the art that we're making today. But first, I just want to say, look at you made it to the end of our Friday. I'm sure you had a really fun day doing fun things in your classroom. And I know a lot of you have a really fun weekend ahead of you. That is awesome. I'm excited for you. But I also want to say this. I want to say we have 1 hour left. We're going to do this together. We're going to do the best job that we can in art for this entire hour. And I know you guys are up for the job for sure. Okay, we're going to talk about this book right here. This book is by a friend of mine. I know this author really well. Her name is Sarah Kryaski, and she is an art teacher in Wisconsin. She wrote this book called Exactly You, The Shapes of Your Feelings. And we're going to first hear this book. And then second, we're going to do a piece of artwork that's inspired by the book. So I need you to settle in because we're going to listen to the book. We're going to hear Miss Kryaski actually introduce herself and the book, and we're going to get started. So let me just present my screen. And then, okay, we need to share and we need to get to the right one. There it is. Okay, looks like it's actually presenting to you too. All right, great. The Circle of Control is the name of the lesson that she wrote. Oh, she's so good. We don't have to watch that because that's the introduction and I'm doing that right now. This is Sarah, you guys. Mrs. K is what her students call her, and she's going to tell us a little bit about her book, and then she's going to actually read it to us. So let's listen in.
Hey artists! Today we are going to do a piece of artwork inspired by my book, Exactly You, The Shape of Your Feelings. You are an amazing work of art, and your feelings make you exactly you.
Okay. Go to the next slide here. Actually, before we do, I'm going to stop presenting. And I want to share with you a little bit about what you'll be doing today. To begin with, we're going to need a yellow. You guys are second grade, so you have a yellow worksheet. And at the very top, it says to write your name and your teacher code. Our teacher code is kind of tricky right now because next week I think Miss Cedargren's coming back. So let's put for a homeroom teacher C-2. And then for your name, put your name. You guys know that. Once you have this, go ahead and leave it at your spot and make your way back to the carpet. Make a single file line to go get a yellow worksheet. Go ahead now. And then Miss Smith will tell me when you're all back on the carpet. All right. Did you notice the wardrobe change? I thought you might. It's Halloween, guys. It's Halloween tomorrow. I'm just so excited. All right. Let me go back to, let's go back to presenting. We're going to go back, find that lesson again. All right. So we watch about the book, and now we have our worksheet ready to go. We'll talk about these materials in just a moment. I want Miss K to tell us all about the very fun project we're going to make. So let's listen to what she has to say.
At the back of the book are lots of art projects to try and questions to talk to a loved one about. But I'm going to focus on this page right here. This big, huge piece of paper was created when I scribbled and painted and splattered and done all sorts of details to a paper by using some feeling lines to get my emotions out.
Wow. That looked so much fun. I can't wait. I'm going to do this with you. That looks like a lot of fun. I can't wait. Let's first talk about what other students have done in class. So up on the board, do you see the number 1, 2, and 3 and the examples underneath it? All right, let's look at example number 1. Do you think that this artist is completely done? You can give me a yes or no. No words, please. Yeah, no way. There is no way. Look at there's too much of the space, the paper in that box, in that square that we can still see. I bet that student might have been talking for a while instead of working. Just a guess. Okay, let's look at number 2. Well, that one definitely filled in the whole spot, but it's really dark. I don't see any of the lines or the colors anymore. I can't really see what it's all about. I see lines, but it's just all black. Let's look at example number 3. This is a student who created the same way, was instructed to draw anxiety lines, and he sure did. But we can still see all of his beautiful colors and his lines and the energy he took to put into that circle of control. That looks great. I did one last hour with my students too. That looks something like this. I don't know if you can see that. And then Miss K, she has a piece of artwork here as well. That's the one that she made in the video. Okay, I want to give you some hot tips before we get started. Here are the hot tips. Use your tools super gently. So even though we're making expressive lines with our whole body, we don't want to be mean to our tools because we want to use those again. We don't want to break our tools. So using our tools nice and safe and calm is going to be very positive, as well as making sure that you're only using one art tool at a time. Then using your lightest colors first to your darkest. If you started with a very dark color, like dark blue with your marker, and then you go over it with yellow, what happens to the yellow tip? If you're thinking the yellow tip gets dirty, it gets blue, you're right. It definitely dirties it up. So one thing that I always like to do is start with my lightest colors first and work to my darkest colors. Then I like to use the mediums that we have available to us, which are, you might have markers, you might have colored pencils, and you might have crayons. You can use all 3 of those. And if you need to use mine, that's fine. Just squirt your hands with hand sanitizer first. So I like to start with markers first because markers absorb into the paper a little bit. So they keep it creates a nice smooth surface still. Then I like to go into my colored pencils and kind of get some of that nice detail because colored pencils are good at small details. And then I like to use my crayons and fill in the spaces that I've missed. Also, crayons have kind of that wax, so it's hard to go to other materials after I've used crayons. So those are the hot tips. We are going to have about 10 minutes of work time when we're actually sitting down, but it's going to take us a few minutes. First, I want to just ask if there's any questions about what you'll be doing. Miss Smith can either text me or she can answer them. All right, boys and girls, I'm going to give you about a minute to get to your spot, and then I'm going to start the timer. You're going to be working the whole time. Don't stop before that timer stops. When the timer goes off, come back to the carpet. Take a break and come back to the carpet. Okay, go ahead. All right, boys and girls, take a break. It's okay if you're not done. Take a break. Come on back to the carpet. Leave your materials for a moment. All right. Making your way back to the carpet. Oh, good. You made it back. All right. Yeah. So that it looks like this right now. Before it looked a little bit more scribbly, which is okay. But this time my anxiety, I was trying to be calm and I was listening to the music a little bit. So that's how that went down. Okay. Maybe you're not done. So this is what's going to happen. I'm going to give you guys just a few minutes to talk with other people. When I say go, don't do it yet. You're going to go up to someone else and you're going to say nothing. You're going to just do this. And that person's going to look at your artwork and see a place that might need a little bit more scribbling or a little bit more line work. And they aren't going to say anything either. They're going to just point. What do you do when you're asking someone about your art? And what do you do when you're answering someone? Yeah, you're going to use your finger. So this is called a peer assessment. You're asking other friends, what would they do if they were going to add a little bit more? You can maybe even give with your finger the direction or the style of line that you would suggest to that artist. But you'll do that quietly. You'll go around for just a few minutes. Then you'll have just a few more minutes to finish up. After that point, Miss Smith is going to work with you on putting it away, cleaning up, and then she'll have one more thing for you guys to do. So before I say goodbye today, are there any questions for me before I log off? Where did I get my mask? Oh, I'm glad you asked. This is my husband's mask. He was Batman once upon a time. What am I going to be for Halloween? Mrs. Hahn. I'm probably going to be an art teacher. That's my plan. What kind of candy bars do I like? I like Reese's Pieces, and feel free to bring those in for me if you had extras. Okay. Looks like you guys are good to go. Good luck finishing up this artwork. Give it your best, and I will see you next week, probably in the same way on the computer. All right. We'll see you then, guys. Bye.